Bears at the bottom of the NFC North. And the Tigers making a front office shift. They part ways with assistant GM David Chad, who had been with the organization since 2004. Many changes also being made to their medical staff as Scott Harris takes over as top executive following the departure of Al Avila. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you, Chris. Well, the Scott Harris era is getting off to an interesting start. Hitting coach has already been fired. There's other guys, some people on the coaching staff have been either fired or switched positions. And as Chris mentioned, David Chad has been with the organization for a long time. I always wondered, how come he, doesn't get any blame for any of this stuff? Well, I guess he did now. He was, Dombrowski brought him here. He made some, under his leadership of the scouting department, they had some good draft choices, but a lot of bad ones as well. He was called Al Avila's right-hand man, and you know how that went.
The right
so
one, the left.
I like the fact that, they're cleaning house a little bit here.
Sure. Scott Harris is going to make it his.
Yeah,
because he's going to be held accountable for all decisions, everything that goes on, and ultimately the results. So if that's the case, and there's somebody that, even if you look at it and say, well, I just don't know this person. I don't have confidence because I don't know them. He wants to bring in people that he knows, that he's worked with, and, it does not always going to happen that way, but if he's going to be held accountable, he wants to make it his guys, his gals.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, I don't know how many. Yeah, that's true. There's no doubt about it. All right. Yesterday, the Indianapolis Colts, by the way, as we look on our board here, the afternoon show and Rieger sometimes will put up predictions.
Yeah.
So they both have they have Lions wins, and Valenti said that the Lions would win 8 games, Rico 5. And there's a thing that said Colts will win AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And that was Jeff Rieger. Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
No.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen. But look, we've all made horrible predictions. Hell, I thought the Lions would win 7 games.
Yeah, but at the start of the year, that wasn't that outlandish.
No, you figured Matt Ryan would play okay, and Jonathan Taylor, good offensive line. I mean,
Did he have Colts versus Saints?
No, he did not have that. Yeah, Saints was my sleeper team too. Yes. All right. But yesterday it was announced that Matt
says Tom can't troll with the best of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a 3-4 Niner team versus a 4-3 Charger team. Not looking much better.
Yeah, this league, we gotta get in. This league is
suckers.
This league is ridiculous this year.
And this
It's
thing
crazy.
is, if the Bills don't win it, it's going to be a shock.
I know. I mean, I hope it's forgetting where I'm from. Buffalo, Philly would be a great Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, 6-7 weeks into it, that's the clear front runners.
Right, no doubt. Anyway, the Indianapolis Colts, Frank Reich announced yesterday that there was going to be a change at the guy under the center.
We are going to elevate Sam to be the starting quarterback. Extremely difficult decision, obviously, given the respect and admiration that we have for Matt Ryan and what he's done and what he's brought here. He is a pro's pro. This guy is special. And we know right at the quarterback position that it's not our poor production on offense is not on one person. It's not on Matt Ryan. But we also know, as Matt and I talked it through, hey, as head coach and quarterback, as head coach, ultimately it doesn't matter. I'm judged on wins and losses. Quarterbacks judged on points and and production and turnovers.
So Sam Ehlinger, however you want to pronounce it, will be the starting quarterback going forward. Now, Matt Ryan has a little shoulder problem, so he probably wouldn't have played this week anyway. But you kind of saw this in a weird way coming because Ehlinger was promoted as the number 2 ahead of Nick Foles.
Yeah, and we've seen him, early on last year, when
he played against the Lions in the preseason too.
Yeah, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember what it was, but we've seen him play some.
Yeah.
All right, not exclusively, but we've seen him play some.
I thought he was going to be, like I said, dark horse Heisman Trophy winner one year in Texas. I thought he was really good. He
was.
Yeah, but now he's got his shot. What's interesting to me, there's a few things. From what I understand, what I was hearing on the radio and driving in and reading last night, this was a decision that came out of a meeting between Frank Reich, Chris Ballard, the general manager, and Jim Irsay, the owner. Look, I know he owns the team. Do you really want the owner in on this decision?
Not on a football decision.
Right,
no.
that's what I'm talking about.
But he can be in the room.
Yeah.
I have no issue with him being in the room. But if he had say in who the quarterback is going to be, then I have a major problem with that. It would be like, and we always go down this road, like who is making the decision, who is pulling the strings.
Right.
If it's Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes in a room, and then all of a sudden there's, Rod Wood was there or Sheila was there. Well, who's making the decision?
Is John Dorsey there? Is Chris Spielman? Who the hell knows?
Right. And football people, I'm fine with.
Yes, I know.
Many minds, whatever you want to do, football people. And for Jim Irsay, like, okay, he owns the team. He's got a right to be in that meeting. He's got a right to hear what's going on because ultimately he's got to decide about, Ballard's future. Mm-hmm. He's got to decide about Frank Reich's future.
Correct.
And so he should hear what's going on.
Now, what's also interesting is, do you realize since 2018, the Indianapolis Colts have dished out $145 million in cash to 12 different quarterbacks.
145 to 12?
Here we go. You ready?
It's actually not that big of a number.
Well, a lot of them are. You're the 12 quarterbacks. That's the point.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck, Jacoby Brissett, former Lion Brad Kaya, Brian Hoyer, Chad Kelly, Jacob Eason, Carson Wentz, Sam Ellinger, Brett Hundley, and Nick Foles, and Matt Ryan. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of quarterbacks.
It's a lot of quarterbacks, and they keep rolling the dice to see who's going to finally hit.
Right.
I mean, and that's you got to go until you find the guy, and you got to be okay with saying this one's not working. Let's try and find the next one.
Hey, Rivers for $25 million. Wentz last year $21 million. Matt Ryan, they traded a third-round pick for $24 million. That ain't working either.
What was Andrew Luck making? It's interesting.
Andrew Luck was only making, he made $18 million in 18, and 2019 he made 12. So here's a question. Think of it. Not that he's as good as Sam Ellinger, but I don't know. He's played a little bit.
Sudfeld?
Yeah. Would you recommend that the Lions do the same thing? Because Goff was horrible on Sunday.
Okay, so I guess it goes to, what are your expectations? And like we heard from, Frank Reich, I, as a head coach, I'm judged on wins and losses and production.
Correct.
Okay? For a quarterback, you're judged on points and turnovers. Mm-hmm. If Nate Sudfeld was the quarterback against New England, would it have been worse?
Against New England, probably not.
Right. I mean,
first of all, it couldn't be worse.
Right. You can't get negative points.
Right.
Against
Dallas,
would it have been worse?
I don't know.
Okay, so even the indecision kind of leads you to believe that why not roll the dice? And I'm not saying that I would.
Correct.
But if it's not working now, if it doesn't work with Nate Sudfeld, are you worse off than you are now?
No, I wouldn't do it this early. I'd give it a few more. If Goff plays the next two games, Miami and Green Bay at home, anywhere as poor as he's played the last two games, yeah, I say, what the hell? What difference does it make?
If I'm Dan Campbell, I take this quote and I give it to Jared Goff. And I would say the same thing. I'm judged on wins and losses. Right now we have one win, and 5 losses.
Correct.
You're judged on points and turnovers. The last 2 games, 6 points, and 6 turnovers?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving forward, because here's the thing that Matt Ryan didn't have. He didn't have the first 4 games that Jared Goff had.
Right.
And we can debate whether that was fool's gold, whether it was real, whatever. It happened. It's there. It's on the resume. You've got 6 games. Hey, in the next 2, if we still don't have touchdowns,
Yeah.
if we still have turnovers from you, whether it's laying it on the ground, whether it's interceptions, doesn't matter. If we still have turnovers, I will be forced to make a decision. It's not going to be a decision that I'm making. You're going to make that decision for me.
And it's not a decision that I want to make, because if I'm making this decision, it means our team blows because of, the quarterback, partly because of you and because of me too.
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to do something. And even if it's just to send them, this sends a huge message to the rest of Indianapolis's roster.
Right. The other thing is, as far as Campbell is concerned, or the perception, they're in a good situation, because I don't think people are clamoring, calling our show right now, 248-539-9797. We want Nate. Because he doesn't. It'd be one thing if you had if you had Malik Willis here as a rookie. Goff sucks. Let's bring this guy in now. People aren't going to be clamoring for Nate Sudfeld. It's going to be, you can't do worse.
Here's the thing that I don't know that we've touched on yet. In fact, I know we haven't. Indianapolis is one game out of first place in their division. They're 3-3-1. Tennessee is 4-2. They're making this decision while they're still in it.
Well, also don't forget, Ryan would probably miss the next 1 or 2 games anyway.
So be it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he said this is something we're going to do moving forward for the rest of the season. Now, he does have the benefit of, okay, if this doesn't work, I can go to Nick Foles.
Yes.
Who was very good for me in Philly.
Right. Or he could go back to Ryan when he's healthy,
right.
too.
Yeah, he does have those options.
Yes.
But they're making this move when they're a 500 team.
Yeah, he's also, and I think the general manager, too, I think they're doing this to save their asses, too. Because the expectations, not just from Jeff Rieger, but from other people, were pretty damn high. Allegedly, you have a really good offensive line that hasn't lived up to par. Jonathan Taylor came back from injury this week, but,
We kind of thought this was, for Matt Ryan, going to be the
perfect
Matthew Stafford move to L.A., like a resurgence of a career.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't been.
No. I think Father Time's caught up with Matt Ryan just a little bit.
Yes.
Father Time's caught up with 2 other quarterbacks, by the way. We haven't even gotten into the Rodgers and Brady thing, but I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's really ugly right now for both of them.
For a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And age may be a factor. I think more for one than the other.
Yeah.
And that would be Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Our telephone number, 248-539-9797. Dan Campbell will join us at 7:35. Coming up next, this might be the last time you will hear him say a great expression for basketball. 97.1.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Comprehensive Urology. One accident on the drive this morning. Crews are on the scene, 94 westbound just after West Grand Boulevard. That left lane and shoulder is blocked, and traffic is slowing down near the Lodge. Seeing eastbound slowdowns in that area due to construction. More road work delays, 75 northbound from the Lodge to 375 as there's a right lane closure. And 696 westbound traffic a little heavy in pockets this morning through the work zone from Telegraph out to 275. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The Detroit Pistons play the Washington Wizards. Pre-game tonight at 6:35 on News Radio 950 WWJ.
Football season is underway, so now's the perfect time to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. America's
no traffic
#1
this morning,
sportsbook.
not
Because
as
right
bad
now,
as yesterday.
New customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 back in free bets. Wow.
Yesterday was
Free
nuts.
bets. Your first bet doesn't win, just sign up using the promo code Doug. Now, the thing I like most about the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and this is good for new users, easy to understand and easy to navigate.
I hope
sports
so.
betting is interesting too. It's all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So sign up today with the promo code Doug for your no sweat
Than it was
first
last
bet.
night.
That's promo code Doug. Make every moment mean more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be
Last
21
night
or
it
older
was
and
nuts.
present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Refund issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
If you're spending too much of your tailgate party in the bathroom, then it's time to see Dr. Evan Vegan or one of 50 providers at Comprehensive Urology. For an appointment, call 1-888-UROLOGY or go to urologist.org. See you soon.
Hi, this is Bill McCormick, General Manager at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Southfield. Our name may sound a little different these days, but our amazing team is still here. We have new vehicle inventory on the lot right now. With over 500 vehicles in stock and incoming, you are sure to find the perfect vehicle for your needs at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Southfield. During the Jeep Adventure Days, you can get into a new 2022 Jeep Compass starting at only $299 a month. Visit us online at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Southfield.com.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charging not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
The 97 Won the Ticket Rivalry Week Showdown event is October 26th at Music Town. Ticket personalities will discuss all aspects of the rivalry and the matchup. The only way to get in is to win them on 97 Won the Ticket. Brought to you by Moran Chevrolet, Tito's, and U.S. Auto Supply.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world. Turning to the best in the business for websites, go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Now that it's autumn, check window and door seals for proper insulation and replace your furnace air filter. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Have you ever thought about a career in law enforcement? Stand up for Detroit. Become a Detroit police officer. Pay starts at $42,000. Detroit Police Department now offers full benefits, paid vacation, and tuition reimbursement. Annual step increases for the first 5 years of employment. Student police officers are paid while attending training. Training is provided through the Detroit Police Academy. DPD has hundreds of units and positions available. Become a part of the Detroit Police Department. Stand up for Detroit. Visit joindetroitsfinest.org today.
If you're a father facing separation but want to avoid losing custody of your kids or paying too much in child support, call ADAM, the American Divorce Association for Men. With our proven advice, we can help you avoid problems before they start. Call us today at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM.
The Detroit Red Wings host the New Jersey Devils. Pre-game tonight at 6:45 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Telephone number 248-539-9797. Dan Campbell coming up at 7:35. Last night, It was announced that Jim Nantz will be finished doing the NCAA basketball tournament after this tournament.
His swan song.
His swan song in Houston, where he's from, where he went to college, where he had his first job. That has something to do with it. He says, it's time with 2 young children and an older daughter that I spend more time at home. In an interview we did with the New York Post, he said, Daddy needs to be home.
Hey, hello, friends.
Goodbye, friends. He will still be doing the Masters. He'll probably do a few other golf events as well, and he'll still be doing NFL football. So if you're a fan of Jim Nantz, you still get to hear him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's the only thing I don't understand about this, where he says, Daddy needs to be home. The NCAA tournament is 3 weeks. I mean, really, and it's, I know there's preparation. I mean...
okay, so there's other things that he does, and you looking throughout the calendar year at things that you can start taking a step back from. And this is one that he chose to take a step back from.
I know.
And I think it's admirable.
Fine,
and I love the fact that he's got 2 young kids at home and wants to spend time with them.
That's fine, dude. I just say you're done. To me, it's like you have...
Did he did. Yes. God forbid he have a personality and actually talk about his life or the reasons for making the decision. If he doesn't say it, then he's like, I wonder why he's walking away now.
No, I understand why he's... To me, it's like, okay, you're done with football at the Super Bowl, right? So that's February. And you have February, February through, early March to be with home. And then you have the 3 weeks for the tournament and the Masters. Then you have the whole summer off, right? Basically. I don't know. Whatever. He can do whatever. I know. He can do whatever. He can do whatever he wants.
Do you have any idea what he does from the Super Bowl until the basketball season?
I'm sure he does.
He has a par 3 in the back.
That's true too.
Remember that from COVID?
Yes, exactly.
And John just shows up every 16 Sundays a year.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I know there's a lot of prep work and all that. And you know what? I'm not even the hugest fan. It's fine. I just thought it was weird. Like a lot of times people will use the family thing as an excuse for something, and whether it's legitimate or not.
Oh, maybe they don't want to. Let's start this. They don't want to renew his contract. Out of respect, he's saying, Daddy needs to be home.
No, now you're completely jumping crazy.
So if he just says, I want to be home with my kids,
that's fine.
There doesn't have to be anything else.
I just found it strange because I look at the tournament as being 3 weeks. That's all,
Maybe he'll be like Tom, and 40 days from now he'll come back to the tournament.
That's quite possible.
So did they name who's going to...
Yes, Ian Eagle, who I think is very good.
Obviously, from Tom's reaction, he doesn't think...
I think he's such a snooze.
Oh, he's good. He's exciting. He has some clever lines every once in a while. I think he's good. I do. I don't know. Who would you like, Gov, to take his place?
Gus Johnson. This is about excitement and entertainment, guys.
I know. I think
Ian Eagle has some clever lines at times. I'll give him credit. Is he awful? No, but I also don't think he's very entertaining.
Oh, I think he's exciting. I think he does get exciting, actually. To be quite honest with you, I think he's pretty good. He had a great line the other day when the Broncos-Jets game. I forget who the receiver of the Broncos was. He says. And he was defended by Gardner. He goes, "Oh, Sutton's lost in the sauce."
Clever, very good.
Yeah, he thinks about that, off the top of his head. I like Ian Eagle. No, Jim Nantz.
Jim Nantz is 63 years old. Sometimes those that are 63 like to spend more time
with their family. I get it. Sometimes they don't.
That's what Cindy's saying. It's time for Daddy to come home.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got a couple of young kids. Maybe it's time to jump back in.
No, because I said, maybe. She goes, you ain't retiring. I'm going to put up with you? Yeah, but that's probably why I'm looking at it. But I'm just looking at it. It's only 3 weeks. What's the big deal? I'm not. It came across wrong. I'm not ripping him for what he's doing. It just came across. Oh wait,
you're ripping the reason.
Well, it's just the time frame. To me, it's like, all right, if you're gonna quit. But just give up the NCAA.
You don't want him to go on a victory parade.
No, he's not going on a victory.
He said I'm going to be done after the. You didn't think about it, but you said if he's going to retire, then just retire. Stop.
No, I meant just retire with everything. Just
instead of just. Hey, picking and choosing. I can go ahead and step back from this year. Maybe next year I take another step back.
3 weeks. Just think.
I don't know how old his young kids are, but maybe
6 and 8.
Good for him.
It's just for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't need the money. I know. And hey, nobody will get his tie now anymore. The tie.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
I don't even think he's that.
In a few more years, they're going to be in high school. He's going to want to go to their games.
Yes.
Now is the time to step away.
Gus would be a great replacement in terms of entertainment from my perspective. I know he's not everybody's flavor of the week, but Kevin Harlan, that would have been the call.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
He's great, especially Monday Night Football on the radio.
Yeah.
So descriptive. All right. Dan Campbell, 7:35 years later.
So the gunman who opened fire in a St. Louis high school on Monday, leaving 3 dead and wounding several others, has been identified as a 19-year-old former student. His name is, or was, because he was fatally shot by police, Orlando Harris. He broke into the school. He killed a 16-year-old student and a health teacher before, like I said, he was killed in a shootout with police. Cops said that Harris graduated from the school last year, but as of right now, the motive is unclear, as well as whether he knew the student and the teacher or if they were targeted as well. I'm sure more information will come out in the days to follow. During his pretrial court hearing on Monday, Ethan Crumbly pleaded guilty to 24 felony charges, including first-degree murder and terrorism charges. Now, before his plea, his lawyer announced that attorneys have withdrawn their previous intention of advancing on insanity defense. In front of this packed courtroom, he also kind of dropped a bombshell. He told the judge that he did give his father money to buy him the gun that he used in the shooting, and he said that that gun was easily available. It was not locked, is what he said.
8202.
Which really, it doesn't jive with what the parents have said, saying that the gun was securely stored. So he is facing life in prison without parole.
Yeah. Simple question then.
Yep.
How do you get it? I mean, was it that secure?
No. Not at all. No. A student in Clinton Township was arrested after bringing a BB gun to school. According to authorities, the incident happened at Clintondale High School. They were called to the school on reports of a gun, and they found this BB gun in a student's backpack. The incident did cause the school to go into a lockdown. Don't know what charges this student faces as of yet, but he was, or she was, arrested. A 25-year-old woman was killed when the forklift she was driving fell on top of her.
Oh.
Yeah, the incident happened around midnight on Sunday into Monday at a business in Sterling Heights. Officials say that the woman, who was from New Haven, was driving a forklift when it somehow turned on its side and fell on her. Just absolutely horrific. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene. All right, you guys, a guy in Cleveland was arrested after he got drunk and left 2 voicemails for a hitman. Okay, well...
Why is that number in your phone?
Well, yeah, but the thing is that he actually misdialed the number and he left the messages to a random business.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And so the number he called was just 1 digit off from the number he meant to call. He called 3 separate times. He left 2 voicemails, and he talked about putting a $5,000 hit on someone, and that someone turned out to be his son.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh, my Lord.
So cops tracked this guy down. He admitted to it. He said that his son and him had recently gotten into some big argument, and he made the calls after having too much to drink. But he's facing some big charges, complicity to commit murder. So, yikes.
Yeah, he may have made it when he was drunk, but at some point he Googled that number, or however he attained it.
How do you even find that?
Well, you know, he's not going to miss the NCAA tournament to spend more time with his family.
Goodbye, friends. All right, thank you very much, Heather. Dan Campbell joins us next, 97 on the Ticket.
97 on the Ticket.
is just around the corner, and you know what comes with that. One of the greatest sports ever. I'm talking about football. All the professional teams and college teams make this the most exciting sport to watch. From the first snap of the game, you're hooked. Every pass, every play, every interception keeps you wanting more. We jump up and cheer as loud as we can every time our team scores a touchdown. There's nothing better. So sit back and enjoy the best time of the year. So throw that burger or dog on the grill and tailgate with your friends to celebrate the greatest sport created, football.
Perfect. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers are changing the game with their impressive family of SUVs, like the popular Chevy Equinox. Equinox is the perfect compact SUV. Its sporty style is versatile and spacious. Its safety features surround you with security. And with technology like an available built-in Wi-Fi hotspot, Chevy Equinox keeps you connected wherever you go. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
With the NBA season less than a week old, there's really only one trend worth talking about, and that is to bet the New Orleans Pelicans to win the West. Yes, the same team that started out 3-16 last year has become a wagon. This team is sitting at 20-1 to win the West, and with Zion healthy, clutch veterans like B.I. and C.J. McCollum, and a youth movement full in bloom, take the Pels while you still can, because that number is going down, 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 down. I'm Trista Crick, helping you beat the books.
Hi, this is Staples.
So rumor has it that Staples is everything I need to ship.
That's not a rumor. We have all the shipping supplies and services you need.
Boxes?
Yep.
Mailers?
Yep.
And I can actually ship there, right?
We have UPS right here in store.
Huh. What will Staples think of next?
Right?
No, seriously, I'm asking, what will they think of next?
Staples has all your shipping supplies and UPS service in store. And right now, get 25% off UPS Express shipping services. Staples, the best kept secret in shipping. Ends 12/31. Valid only in Staples U.S. stores.
Coming soon. Michigan versus Michigan State. October 26th. Rivalry Week. Brought to you by Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period.
There's a reason Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. Actually, there's a few. Comcast Business offers the fastest, reliable network, the peace of mind that comes with Security Edge, helping to protect all your connected devices, and the most reliable 5G mobile network.
If it's white gold.
Want me to keep going? I can. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Technology solutions that put you ahead and give you serious savings. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get internet security and voice for just $40 per month for 12 months when you add mobile. Plus, get free installation and ask how to get a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 11/6/2022. Restrictions apply. Requires Eagle Bill and AutoPay. New Comcast Business 250 megabit per second internet. Security Edge and one voice line customers only. 2-year agreement required. Equipment taxes and other fees and subject to change. Must add mobile 90 days from internet install and keep all services for mobile discount. Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability wins in 1H 2022. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
As a roofer, every second counts. Late deliveries and incomplete orders cost me time and money. That's why I partner with Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. Every branch working together. With Beacon, I know my supplies will be delivered on time and complete. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon, because I never stop building, and neither do they. Go to BECN.com to get started building with Beacon. Beacon, always building.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
The Detroit Lions face the Miami Dolphins at Ford Field. Lions game day begins
Sunday at 10, live from the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit on 97.1 The Ticket. It's time for Lions Weekly with head coach Dan Campbell. Brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Lions back in action on Sunday against Miami at Ford Field. Joining us now is the head coach of the Lions, Dan Campbell. How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. Obviously, the trip to Dallas did not work out the way you guys wanted. Start with something that I thought was pretty good was Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Paschal, and Jeff Okudah. The three of them really showed why they were drafted so high.
Yeah, they did. I thought our defense played pretty dang good, and overall, I thought it was winning football by them. Wasn't perfect, but I feel like we're trending the right way defensively, and that's credit to AG. We knew we needed to make a few changes and tweak some things, play to the strength of our defense, and that he and his staff did a hell of a job. And then those players, man, they stepped up. It's good to see Paschal and some of the things we did with Hutch are good for him. And it was encouraging. I tell you what, two guys that I think played the best game that I've seen them play since I've been here was Okudah and Julian Okwara.
Okudah was a tackling machine, and he was hitting people hard.
Yes, he was. We challenged those guys on the perimeter, and he answered the bell. And look, he challenged in the pass game outside as well. And look, Amani was good. Now, you didn't see it as much because a lot more of those runs were over there where Okudah was at. But all those guys on the perimeter, I thought, really stepped up.
And I just want to ask you one more thing about Josh Paschal. It's obviously our first opportunity to see him, but your thoughts on his performance and what he brings and the flexibility that he brings to the lineup up front.
Yeah, look, I would say this. I was very encouraged by his performance. We didn't expect there to be, him to go out there and just, make a million plays. Obviously, he's not even practiced per se. I mean, he didn't go through camp. He has been through 3 weeks of practice, but I would say this, he certainly showed up early in that game, and then, the more plays he got on him, he got a little fatigued, which he'll only get better with time. But he does have versatility. He is explosive. He is high motor, and he's smart. And he's only going to get better.
On the flip side is Jared Goff. He was very good, as we know, the first 4 games. Last 2, can you pinpoint what has happened? You have such a good offensive line that he seems to be, fidgety back there for no reason. Obviously, the turnovers, he's had, 2 pick sixes and the strip sack. What is the reason you think that his play has gone down?
Well, look, I think there's a number of reasons, but I do think that the shakeup in the receiver room is not easy. I mean, I believe that's not an easy thing. I mean, we lose Saint, we get him back, then we lose him for the game. We don't have a healthy Reynolds, and those 2 guys are big for him. I know Sharp's been out a while. So then you need to gain back explosiveness in the run game. We don't have Swift, and so, look, the game the other day was playing out exactly like we needed it to, and then when we turned the ball over going in at the 1, it changed everything that we had to do. We're playing a different game now that we didn't want to play against the number 1 rushing pass rush defense in the league, with those sacks and everything. So, but I think, I think Saint's going to come back this week. He's healthier than he was before the bye, and if we can get Reynolds a little healthier, I think that'll help us.
We're seeing different decisions made across the league. Frank Reich is making a decision at quarterback, and part of that is injury-related, but he also said this was going to be for the year. In his statement, he said, hey, I'm judged on wins and losses. Quarterbacks are judged on points and turnovers. If the turnover issue isn't fixed with Jared Goff and the offense continues to struggle, is there a point where you would consider making a change?
Well, look, that's down the road, and I'm no different than what Frank just said. I have to look at everything, and every player gets evaluated, and if that's the case, you take it as it comes, and you evaluate when need be. But right now, I mean, it's all about putting our best unit out there to get ready to play Miami, and that's Jared Goff.
Dan Campbell joins Breakfast on the Stoney and Jansen program. John referenced Reich also saying coaches are judged by their record. Look, you know what the record is. No road wins, 4-18-1. And the fact that teams that, especially we know, or everybody knows, that the Giants, the Jets, Seattle, teams that we thought that you guys were better than have gotten off to really good starts, makes it, pretty difficult for a lot of fans to stomach. How do you look at those situations, how it relates to you?
Yeah, they have more wins.
Is there a reason for that, you think, with the Lions, that we haven't gotten those wins yet?
No, do you really want me to give you an excuse?
No.
So they're doing a good job, and I'm not doing a good enough job. That's the bottom line.
There is one situation I want to ask you about in regards to Sunday's game. At the end of the first half, you guys get the ball back with 1:53, all 3 timeouts, and Jamal Williams goes for 13 yards. You get out from underneath your own goalpost. Was there any consideration of trying to use those timeouts and the time you had available to then get into field goal range? And why was it just we're gonna take this into halftime?
Yeah, look, it took a lot for me to do what I did. That was hard for me to do that. But I told myself going into that game that we were going to be smart. We were not going to get Goff hit early in that game. There was going to be ball-out throws. We were going to run it. We were going to play good defense. And I knew we were getting the ball back at the end of half. And let's go in with a 3-point lead. We're playing pretty good football. And so there was a game plan that I wanted to follow. And it meant not letting those guys over there on defense get comfortable. I didn't want to see Michael Parsons freaking screaming off the edge and hitting our quarterback. I wanted to make sure that Goff was comfortable, and we did that. That was the whole plan behind it.
And speaking of Michael Parsons, and I was watching the matchup, and everybody's going to be comparing the draft pick of Penei Sewell and Michael Parsons later in that draft. I thought, and I've thought this all year, Penei Sewell is playing at a high level. Your thoughts on that matchup? I think it was 11 times, 12 times maybe that they had head-to-head matchups, and it looked like Penei Sewell dominated that matchup.
Listen, it was great to see. That was one of those matchups you go into the game and you get giddy about. You just want to see what it looks like, and because you feel pretty confident about your guy, and I did feel that way. I felt like he answered the bell, and I'm telling you, and Parsons is special now. He's a special talent, and he played hard against us. He's got rare length, speed, explosiveness, all that. But I tell you what, Sewell, and you forget that is a big, giant human being that is athletic. He's as athletic as a lot of tight ends in this league. So, and he can anchor, he can punch, he's got quickness, and I like our guy. And I did think he played well.
On the play where Brock Wright got taken down at the 1-yard line, can you clear up the whole challenge thing? Because I'm under the belief that it's reviewed because it was a possible scoring play, and there's a thing in the rule book that says, at least if I'm reading it correctly, that you cannot challenge a spot on those type of plays. Is that correct?
Well, that was because it was not ruled a touchdown. We can challenge.
Oh, okay.
Had it been ruled a touchdown in your defense, you could challenge it. But as far that's anytime it's a scoring or it's a turnover, you cannot challenge.
Right.
So point was they didn't call it a touchdown, and I just wanted to know was it clearly a touchdown, and they did not call it correctly. That's all. I just wanted a yes, no, I'm looking at it, maybe, whatever, and then that didn't work out. So had it been close at all, which I know it ended up being close, it wasn't clear enough to say one way or another, we wouldn't have challenged. I didn't want to give up a timeout knowing we had 4 downs at the 1.
Right. I know what's up.
The spot wasn't good, but the spot doesn't matter. If they moved us up half the yard, we still fumbled the ball.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, it's just so typical, I mean, of this bad luck that the Lions have, that Jamal Williams has not lost a fumble in his whole career, and that happens then. I mean, does it make you scratch your head?
Well, I mean, look, I can't do that. I can't think that way. You know, it's not, that does us no good. We got to coach up the fundamentals. It's very unlike Jamal. Nobody's crushed more pride than him, but there was a lot of things that went into that game. So, you know, we got to think positive. We got to have positive thoughts. We got to practice positively, and let's move forward.
me ask one other thing about the short yardage. Is Jared Goff capable, or you guys have quarterback sneaks, or is he just not good at that? Because it seems in short yardage situation, you guys have not been successful, and you don't do the sneak.
Yeah, he can do that. It's something that we talk about a lot. I don't think he's the greatest sneak quarterback you've ever seen in your life, but he can certainly do it. It's just, a lot of times it's hard not to give it to Jamal. I mean, his success rate on short yardage has been outstanding ever since he's been in the league. So, but no, we don't lose sight of that.
Obviously, moving forward, you talk about turning the page. You got Miami coming to town, and how do you wipe this one clean? You don't want to forget about it because you don't want to make the same mistakes, but I know the turnovers are frustrating, but what's even as frustrating, at least to me watching it, is the penalties at key moments. How do you correct those as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as just, yesterday I told those guys, you can't worry about, we're getting ready for Miami, you can't worry about what just happened. You got to worry about the day, and the day, man, get in there and let's watch the tape together, and let's point out exactly why this got called, and why it was not, why it wasn't at a good time, or what you need to do with your hands, or just, we got to learn from it, and the guy next to him's got to learn from it so it doesn't happen to him. And it's really as simple as that, and focus on the moment you're in, and let's make those corrections, and then we'll worry about Wednesday.
Final thing, John brought up Miami. I mean, Hill, Waddle. I mean, you talk about fast receivers. You got the secondary has some work to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, listen, they're lethal. This ball gets out in a hurry. Tu's got a quick release, and everything's built on getting it into their hands, and then they got a pretty good run game, and then they'll take their shots. They'll hold it for a tick, and then just air it out and let those guys go get it. So they'll mix in enough of those, and it's a challenge. But I know this. I really like where our defense is going. We had our best week of practice last week, and I thought they showed up on Sunday, and I anticipate us playing better. So it's a challenge, but I think our defense will be up to it.
Finally, what candy are the Campbells giving out on Halloween next week?
Yes, you know what? I need to talk to Holly about that one. I'm not sure. I mean, usually it's a mix. It's probably Snickers, it's Reese's, it's
full size.
It's all of the above.
Got to be full size though, right?
One time we I can't remember what year this was, but we could take our kids out and then we would just leave the light on and have a big old container, just full of stuff. And we came back. I mean, it's maybe an hour later, but there's nothing, but the container's like ripped in half. Anyway, so
thanks, Dan.
Somebody enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good luck next week, and we'll talk to you a week from today. We appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Take care.
Yep. That's Dan Campbell, head coach of your Detroit Lions. Hockey season is here. Red Wings fans can discover why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Download the BetMGM app today and make every game and every play mean more than ever. When you sign up, you'll enjoy instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the trust of MGM Resorts, the BetMGM app is the perfect way to experience the excitement of wagering on hockey or any of your favorite sports. Download the app and take the king of sportsbooks with you wherever you go. Get ready to turn game time into showtime. Go for the goal and light the lamp with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL and the Detroit Red Wings. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by the Sunoco Go Rewards app. There's a minor accident, but it says you head into the work zone 75 northbound at the Lodge off to the right shoulder. There is a right lane closure due to road work, so traffic is slow near 96. Also seeing delays Telegraph northbound from 13 Mile to Maple and M59 Highland Road eastbound between Bogey Lake Road and Elizabeth Lake Road. With the new Sunoco Go Rewards app, when you fuel, you save. So drop what you're doing because rewards come first. Download the Sunoco Go Rewards app to find your nearest Sunoco and start saving today. Sunoco, fuel your best. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The Michigan Wolverines host Michigan State. Pre-game Saturday at 6:30. Kickoff at 7:30 on 104.3 WOMC. This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Moran Chevrolet.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Big Green Egg. Shop online for free home delivery at biggreenegg.com. Today is Brittany Griner's scheduled court appeal in Russia. The WNBA superstar has been sentenced to 9 years in a Russian penal colony for possessing vape cartridges containing hashish oil. Realistically, it will take a political hostage exchange between the U.S. and Russia to free her. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hey, Jim Rome here. If you want to experience the unmatched flavor of natural live fire grilling, then look no further than the Big Green Egg. Forget the pellets, the propane, the knockoffs. Roll with the best. An authentic Big Green Egg grill backed by a free lifetime warranty. Yes, lifetime. It's that good. Grill, roast, smoke, or bake. It is easy to light. It's simple to use. Shop online for free home delivery at biggreenegg.com. That's delivery to your door by a dealer in your community. Go to biggreenegg.com.
At Lowe's, every pro is an MVP to us. That's why MVP's rewards members can earn bonus points on select products from brands like DeWalt, Purdy Paint Applicators, and GRK Screws. Then redeem your bonus points for exciting rewards like tools, grills, Lowe's gift cards, and more. Join Lowe's MVP's Pro Rewards today to start earning. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Subject to program terms. While supplies last. Visit Lowe's.com/MVP's bonus points for details. Now through 10/28.
Some fans gear up for game day, but some fans follow their team every day. That's why the Locked On Podcast Network has a daily podcast for your favorite NBA team. Every trade, every overtime win, every game, our local experts cover the biggest stories around your team every day. Search Locked On plus your favorite NBA team on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts. The Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
Hi friends, Bill Golly here for Golly Kia Medicine Heights. Tell you about some of the great values we have during our Kia sales event, Ready for Anything. For October, well-qualified buyers can lease a new 2023 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive for just $299 a month. Lease it for 36 months, 10,000 miles, over $3,500 now, plus tax, title, place, stock, and acquisition fee extra. We have a limited selection to choose from with more on the way, so come visit us at our new dealership on 14 Mile Road, east of the Oakland Mall in Madison Heights. Check us out online at gollykia.com.
Come to Lady Jane's for award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Get the extra juice you need to enjoy and bet weekend football. Numbers, angles, and ball busting. Cash the ticket with Mike Valeni and Jim Costa. Get it on Odyssey or wherever you get your podcasts. A station where your opinion matters. 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Telephone number 248-539-9797. I'll take your calls, texts, reaction to hearing from Dan Campbell last night. The Chicago Bears over the New England Patriots. Yes, they scored against them. 33 points. Most points that Justin Fields had since being under center.
Yeah.
He looked very interesting. I wouldn't say great passing the ball, but he was tough to say. He's got balls, man. He was just taking hits.
Yeah.
He was not afraid of anything.
That's the one thing that we thought coming into the season was they did him no favors in regards to the talent around him, and that's the skill position, but also on the offensive line. They are fully confident that he can be evasive.
Yes, and he was very evasive last night. He also rushed, 14 times for 82 yards as the Bears scored 23 unanswered points. And we were talking about, what's going on in Indianapolis with the quarterback deal.
Yeah.
New England. I mean, Mac Jones starts, doesn't do well, throws an interception. Boom, Zappy comes in, leads him to 2 touchdowns. He took over midfield.
Both times, which goes back to why I was so upset about not punting the ball on the Lions' first possession.
And Belichick said after the game that they had a plan. This was planned for both of them to play. Jones, it was not a medical thing that he came out, or a performance. But he never came back into the game.
Right. Well, he's going to say that. I don't think that was the plan. I think they wanted to spark something, which they did. Yeah. And they took the lead. It was 10-0, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, 14-10. And you're like, oh wow! And they're showing the crowd and all these signs for Zappy. There's going to be discussion all week long about who's going to be starting quarterback in New England.
I know.
I heard that they're actually going to start Mac Jones against Colorado State and then Bailey Zappe against Hawaii.
that would be, I bet that would be 2 wins. And it would be a way that you could handle it.
By the way, I hope Doug's listening on the way because he actually is a big proponent of the stat of the day. I saw one of the weirdest stats of all time yesterday.
He's a big proponent of the sound.
Well, that's true, too. Last night, the Chicago Bulls beat the Boston Celtics by 18 points.
Wait, start over. We do have the stat of the day.
That's just for Doug.
Enjoy your ride in, Doug.
The Chicago Bulls beat the Boston Celtics by 18 points. The Chicago Bears beat the New England Patriots by 19 points. It's the first time ever that an NBA and NFL teams from the same metro area each beat opponents from the same metro area by 17 or more points on the same day. And that's the stat of the day. Is that unbelievable?
What's unbelievable is somebody made out a stat.
That's the point. That's the whole point of the stat of the day.
It is so dumb, it's awesome.
Yes! I figured you would like it too. It is so
The reason I love it is, I don't think you can see, but I'm going to show you my computer.
Well, no, I mean, you missed the natural reaction.
Yeah.
I put my head on the mic.
Yeah.
I just...
Gov hates it.
I don't...
So
if I had the amount of time in my life that you do to just actually see that...
It's not very hard. There's a Twitter account that has...
Just think if Jim Nantz had all that time.
And most days there's stuff...
You follow the Twitter account.
So?
You look at the Twitter account.
That doesn't take a lot of time, Gov. It takes about 10 seconds in the morning. That's all it takes. And most of the times, the stats aren't that interesting, and that's why I don't say them. This, I thought, was pretty unique.
Yes, it is very unique.
You just love to wiggle it in, though.
Occasionally,
That's like 3 times in a month now that the stat of the day has been
you know what? If we had a good sales department, they could sell the thing to like a bank or something like that, or an accounting firm,
I mean, they can't even sell Harbaugh.
I know. The stat of the day.
Do they know who Harbaugh is?
The stat of the day brought to you by H&R Block or something, no, that's a tax firm, but an accounting firm. You know what I mean.
You should have the sales team come in and do a $2,000 slam. Like,
yes.
What is Coach Campbell's first name? Dennis.
Well, we know one of our sales guys, who's actually a good sales guy, knows nothing about sports.
Yes.
I mean, he thought they actually...
How long is the field?
70-yard line, he thought. He thought there was actually a 70-yard line. And
we should bring him in for to have at least a segment with the unwashed.
That's right. You gotta explain that again.
Go ahead, John.
Well, I wasn't there. You were there. So coming back from Vegas, you had sold your seat to, can we say his name?
Yeah. We said that on
to Bob Turner.
Right.
One of our sales guys
So
who also thought there was a 70-yard line.
Right.
Yes. And then you ended up getting upgraded
Right.
and sitting next to him, but
Anyway.
he said, I don't want to sit back there with the unwashed.
Yes, exactly.
Because he couldn't get upgraded.
Right, exactly. I know. He's the same guy that when he used to be a sales guy in his earlier career at our other sports station.
Yeah.
He didn't know who Sparky Anderson was.
Right. Oh, the same guy who he's has set me up with Ideal You, and I've lost, almost 70 pounds now.
Yes.
And I said, hey, Jeff Backus is now doing this.
I was there for this.
And he says, forgive me, who is that?
That's not
Yes.
bad. Okay.
Well, if you've listened over the past, now I get it. How long?
If you're not
has Jeff
from
been?
here,
I guess
though.
Jeff been out for a while now too.
Yeah, but
he's been around for a long
He's
time.
been working for sports radio sales since the 90s, the late 90s.
Right. Yeah. So I think that would be a
Had he
name.
ever heard the name, or was it just like he wasn't sure?
I don't know. But I know who he does know.
I don't even think he knew what sport he played.
He has partied with Dominic Raiola.
Oh, he has?
Yes,
Oh,
I do know
okay.
that.
Well, who hasn't?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Coming up at 8:35, we'll hear from Jim Harbaugh. There is a deadline coming up next week. Should the Lions be in or out? 97.1.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Sports headline.